I know exactly what you've heard your entire life. You've been told that you're too sensitive. You've been told to toughen up. You've probably been told 1,000 times not to take things so personally. You've likely spent years apologizing for your tears, but I'm here today to tell you that the diagnosis you were given is wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not weak, and you are certainly not a mistake. You are what psychologists call a highly sensitive person, but I like a different term. You are a super sensor. While others are experiencing the world in standard definition, your brain is operating in 8K resolution, and today, we're going to explore the neuroscience that proves your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's a high-performance radar system the world desperately needs to understand yourself. We need to look at your hardware, because this isn't just a personality trait, it's biology. Research shows your brain processes information differently than the other 80% of the population. Think of the human brain like a camera. Most people's brains record the world in standard definition, maybe 720p. It's a solid image. It's efficient. It does the job without using too much memory. But your brain is recording in 8K resolution. Neuroscience has identified 3 specific upgrades in your hardware that explain why life feels so intense. First, your brain lacks a filter. Neuroscientists call this low latent inhibition. Most brains are designed to ignore 90% of what they perceive to conserve energy. They treat background noise as unimportant, but your brain treats everything as important. You process the texture of the chair, the hum of the refrigerator, and the mood of the person next to you all at the same time. This is why you feel overwhelmed. But it's also why you notice the beauty, the patterns, and the solutions that everyone else overlooks. Second, your mirror neurons are overactive. These neurons allow us to empathize. But for you, you don't just understand that someone is sad, you physically feel their sadness in your own body. You're not imagining it. Your brain is literally recreating their emotional state. You are an emotional sponge in a world full of spills. And third, this leads to the most misunderstood feature of your hardware: depth of processing. Psychologists refer to this as the pause-to-check strategy. In conversations or decision-making, you may feel slower than others. You might criticize yourself for hesitating or overthinking, but here's the science: you're not slow, you're thorough. While others rely on shallow processing and simply react to what's in front of them, your brain is engaging in deep semantic encoding. You're unconsciously linking the present moment to past memories, predicting future outcomes, and analyzing the meaning behind words. You aren't hesitating because you're confused. You're hesitating because your brain is running a complex simulation to ensure the best possible result. That's not a flaw. That's high-level computation. Now, you might wonder, if this makes life so difficult, why did evolution preserve this trait? This is the most important part. If sensitivity were a weakness, natural selection would have removed it thousands of years ago. But it didn't. It kept it. Why? Because the tribe needs you. In ancient times, the warriors, the non-sensitive majority, were vital for hunting and fighting. They were bold and willing to take risks. But a tribe made up only of warriors would fail. They would rush into danger without a plan. The tribe needed advisors. That was you. You were the one who noticed the weather shifting before the storm arrived. You were the one who sensed when a neighboring tribe was lying. What you call a weakness is actually a refined early warning system. Modern society is loud, fast, and aggressive. It's built for the warriors. That's why you feel out of place. But don't confuse being out of place with being without value. I know carrying this radar comes with a cost. Because you process everything so deeply, you reach your limit sooner. When you suddenly shut down or need to retreat into a dark room, that's not you being dramatic. That's your RAM being full. Your system has overheated. Science offers a beautiful metaphor for this. Most people are like dandelions. They're resilient. They can grow anywhere, in a sidewalk crack or a beautiful garden. They're fine regardless of the environment. But you are an orchid. If you try to grow in a harsh, noisy, or toxic environment, you will struggle. You'll wither more than the dandelions, and for years. You've probably blamed yourself for not being a dandelion, but research reveals something incredible called vantage sensitivity. When an orchid is placed in the right environment with proper light, soil, and care, it doesn't just survive. It blooms with a complexity and beauty the dandelion can never reach. You don't need to toughen up to survive the sidewalk. You need to move yourself into the greenhouse. When you design your life to support your sensitivity, you don't just catch up to others. You surpass them. So here is my prescription for you. Stop trying to install a tougher filter. You can't change your biology, and you shouldn't want to. The world already has enough numbness. We don't need you to be thicker-skinned. We need you exactly as you are. But you must protect your gift, build your boundaries, and honor your need for silence. And the next time someone tells you that you're too sensitive, take a breath, smile internally, and remember the truth. You don't have a defect. You're simply seeing the world in 8K resolution. And in a world that's becoming increasingly disconnected, your ability to feel isn't a burden. It's what makes you human. And because you carry this high-resolution radar, you may have instinctively built a wall around your private life. You might be the person who logs on, watches, but rarely posts. To the outside world, you seem invisible. But psychology suggests this silence isn't empty. It may be a sign of a completely different kind of strength. If you want to know whether your digital silence reflects high confidence or hidden anxiety, click on this video right here. I break down the psychology of the online ghost and explain why stepping back from the feed might be the healthiest choice a super sensor can make. I'll see you over there.